Hi Boomer fans, welcome to this week's edition of Coach's Corner, proudly brought to you by Lucerne Investment Partners and Econ Financial. This week's guest, we're very excited to say, has returned home to the Boomers. You name it, she's done it. She's an established Australian opal, winning the silver medal at the 2018 World Championships, is a WNBL All-Star 5, has played in the WNBA, has played overseas, is an absolute legend. Welcome, Tess Madgen. Hi, Tess.
Hi, Reese. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. So I've been looking forward to chatting to you. So you've returned home to the Boomers. How does it feel? It's not exactly been the most blissful few months coming back to Melbourne, but how have you found returning to the Boomers so far?
Yeah, I love Melbourne. It really feels like home for me as a place, although the last, couple of months haven't been ideal. But yeah, getting back on the court a couple of weeks ago, I just absolutely love Guy's indies and his training sessions. So getting back out on the court with him and obviously with you and Flinny, it's really kept me sane and kept me having a purpose and felt connected. So I hate to say it, but it really is like a dream coming back to the Boomers. I feel, it's my family really.
We've mentioned that you've only been back on court for the last 2-3 weeks, which has been fabulous, but also very frustrating. Tell us, you're clearly really fit. Clearly you've done such a good job staying fit and working hard, which has been tough for everybody. Tell us what you've been up to over the last few months.
Yeah, so initially when COVID first hit Melbourne, I was here training in Melbourne, getting ready for that first Opals camp back in the beginning of March, I think, end of March. So when it hit Melbourne, I actually went home back to South Australia. Just took some time away from basketball and worked on other aspects. Like you said, I tried to get really fit in that time. So I went on a lot of long meditative runs. I think that helped a lot. And I did like a lot of yoga and Pilates, just anything to try and stay good mentally and build on my body physically. We have, no one's chosen for this to happen, but you can look at the positives and try and make it into a positive experience. So for sure, for me, I really wanted to get my body right, come back really fit, and have a really, good WNBL season.
I think no interview would be right without mentioning your family, because I think it's quite a fabulous situation that you've been able to grow up in. So you've got your older sister, Carly. We'll give her a bit of credit that she's the one that kind of got the fire in the belly for all of you.
Yeah, for sure. I remember growing up and going to a state softball trips, and anyone that's been to a softball game, it can get entertaining, but it's not the most participation-friendly sport. So especially Jack and I think we were 5 and 8, and Mum and Dad just tried to do everything and anything to keep us active and busy, especially Jack. He was a little turbo. So yeah, I think just being around sport, especially at a high level very early, definitely gave us, a passion for it and the fire in the belly to, follow in Carly and Ben's footsteps.
But I'm sure the backyard battles were just fabulous growing up.
Initially, Jack and I used to play Ben in 1-on-2, and poor Ben, he's such a nice guy, so he would never really fight back, but we used to try to do anything to beat him. He still used to beat us. And he's a fair bit older than both Jack and I. So when he left home, it was just Jack and I left, and we lived opposite the school, and they had heaps of hoops there. I remember when basketball became a bit more serious for me and I had to work on different aspects of my game, I used to ask Jack to come out and rebound for me, and he never said no. He was always there.
We've all got best friends and teammates and stuff that you can battle with, but nothing compares to sibling rivalry. So the fact that they would not hold back on you, besides being tough, can you see any other attributes that have come from being able to have those siblings that you can generally go to, lean on, and get nothing but honesty and hard play back?
Yeah, it is really awesome. Carly's actually also a psychologist, so that definitely helps all of us, I think, a lot. But we all have different experiences, and Ben's had some very significant injuries, so he helped me a lot with that. And then Jack's whole mindset about team selection and stuff really helps me with the Opals with that. So yeah, we all have different things that we go on to lean on each other for.
You did your ACL whilst playing overseas in Poland. Tell us a little bit about what that was like, because you're in the Opals at the time, and then that was a massive road back, and now we're all really happy for you and proud of you that you're back into that Opals squad. But tell us a little bit about that road and what that did to you and how you got back, what it challenged and how you fought back.
Yeah, so I did my knee. It was the first round of finals. We were playing the top team and we were winning by like 10 points, which was very unexpected. And there was 3 minutes to go. I got throwing the ball with 10 seconds left on the shot clock, drove in, jumped, got a slight nudge, nothing major. And it just threw off my landing, and straight away I knew I'd done my ACL. And because we were playing the best team, they had a doctor, an ultrasound machine and everything. And so went straight there, and he's like, oh, your ACL's fine. And I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yep. And so my physio asked, can she play tomorrow? And I'm like, there is no way I'm playing tomorrow. Like, get me a scan. I've done my ACL. So yeah, had the scan, came straight back to Australia to have it operated on. And as you know, having an ACL injury is really isolating. I was no longer involved with the team because I did it at the end of the season and decided to come to Australia to have it operated on. So that was really different for me. But I guess kind of like this COVID period, and probably why I have handled the COVID period better than others, was I just tried to use it as a positive experience. So I finished my Bachelor of Exercise Sports Science degree, which I had been working on forever. So that was a really good opportunity for me to finish that. And I just use it as an opportunity to refresh mentally, have a break from basketball. And yeah, I came back and made that World Cup team, which was crazy. But I think that was just because I was so refreshed mentally and physically.
On to Opals and WNBL. Now, as I said before, you are so fit and you just look great out on court. The fire is clearly in the belly for you. What are your goals over the next 12 months?
Yeah, so obviously the first goal is to have a good WNBL season. And I guess by doing that is going out and working hard every practice that we get. You know, also having practice taken away from us recently, it's just such a treat to go and practice every morning. So just really relishing every opportunity we get on the court, and then to really try and push to make that Olympic team. That's basically what I have my eyes on, and I'll be doing everything I can to try and achieve that.
Are there things that, I mean, you're regarded as a veteran of the league now. I hope that doesn't scare you, but you've been around for so many years. There's so much you bring to the league. You've got so much experience. You've achieved so much. But do you still feel like there's other things that you want to achieve personally in terms of your career, and things that you think you still need to work on?
Oh, for sure. And I think, you know, that's why I love being coached by Guy so much, is that he's constantly trying to add things to everyone's game. And every time I go to practice, I learn something new, and he's constantly challenging people to be better. So, you know, that's one of the things why I wanted to come back to Melbourne so badly, was because I really wanted to add to my game. I always want to get better. And I know not all players are like that. And sometimes, you know, they like the way they play and they've had success with it. But anytime I can get better, I want to do that.
Thoughts of the upcoming WNBL season? At the moment, it's looking very much like we're going to a hub, a shortened season, no imports. How are you feeling about the upcoming WNBL season? There's a lot to take in. It's going to be very different.
Yeah, it is a lot to take in. I think that is one of the reasons why I did try to get so fit in the off season, was to be able, with the potential of a hub, the uncertainty of COVID, I want to be able to put my best foot forward every game. So really, you have to be fitter than you've ever been before. And I think the no imports, it gives Australians, you know, a bigger role. Imports obviously make our league exciting. They bring a different level of excitement, but it does give, especially the younger Australians, a go to having court time. I'm excited. I can't wait to play again. And if that's in a hub, I'm looking forward to it.
And how do you think the Boomers are looking so far?
Yeah, I think we're going to be really competitive. Obviously, Guy, you and Flinny have put together an amazing team, which I'm super excited to be involved with. But, you know, we have talent right through every position, from the starters to the bench. We've got a lot of depth, which I think is going to really help us in the hub. So I'm super excited. Can't wait. I can't wait to play, you know, with Kayla, who I've played with since we were 12 and 13. And then Ezzy coming back from the WNBA, I'm super excited to learn what she's learned over there, playing with Sue Bird, the best point guard in the world, and having an opportunity to play with her.
Now, you touched on Ezzy. How significant is it, the impact that she's having at such a young age?
It is crazy. Like, she's 20. She's, you know, all the other rookies, they've done 4 years of college. They're a lot older than Ezzy, two to 3 years older. So just watching her out on the court, the decision she's making, her defense has been super impressive. So yeah, I just can't wait to play with her and to learn from her. I know Ezzy's always trying to soak up information from everyone else, but it'll be awesome to hear what she's learnt as well.
Over the course of your career, overseas, Opals, domestically, WNBL, injuries, everything that you've gone through, you've achieved an enormous amount, but like every athlete, you've had your challenges and your downs. If you could look back on a younger Madge right now, what advice would you give yourself?
Oh, that's a great question. I think just, I hate saying this, but like have trust in the process, like always try to find the positives. And really the harder you work, the luckier you get. So there's no secret to success. Like you have to put in the hours, you have to hang in there through the tough times, and eventually you will get to where you want to be, and just, just hang in there, I suppose.
Nickname?
Madge.
Outside of basketball, what is your favourite thing to do?
Pilates.
Favourite word or saying?
Sporty but naughty.
Favourite board game?
Or canasta.
Something quirky we don't know about you?
I love a good pair of Crocs. And LeBron was actually wearing some the other day, so no one can pay me out anymore about my Crocs.
Toilet paper folded over or under?
Under, so it comes down.
Really? Who would have won the most backyard battles between you, Ben, and Jack?
Ben.
Between you and Jack?
Me. I stopped playing him as soon as he beat me. I stopped.
Who do you barrack for in the AFL?
Collingwood.
If you could choose any superpower, which one and why?
I think teleportation.
Bodysuit or singlet and shorts?
Oh, bodysuit.
If you could invite only one guest to dinner, who would it be and why?
It would be my grandpa, because he passed away before I was born. So to be able to meet him would be amazing.
Favourite movie?
Love and Basketball.
Favourite dish?
Carrot cake.
Favourite singer?
Kanye West. Cringe.
Biggest pet peeve?
People who eat loudly, or like chew their gum loudly.
Celebrity crush?
Tayana Taylor.
Favourite emoji?
Oh, I can't do it, but the one with the mouth wide open, I just use that all the time, like, ah.
And favourite standout basketball memory in your career so far?
Winning the silver medal at the 2018 World Cup, for sure.
Madge, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. It's always fabulous talking to you. I have no doubt you're going to have a fabulous season. Keep working hard. Cannot wait to get back on court properly. And we'll see you tomorrow morning at training.
Thanks, Reese. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, that's another edition of Coach's Corner. Don't forget to follow the Boomers on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn and YouTube for all the latest news. Wishing you all a fabulous week. See you next week.